Bitcoin is right now breaking down of this symmetrical triangle, but on today's update video, I want to give you an exact update on basically what is happening in this consolidation phase right now, what we are thinking about Bitcoin on the bigger perspective, and more importantly, if we are going to zoom out to the bigger things of it all, I really do think that this what we're creating right now is clearly not a topping structure, because really, Bitcoin tops really get created whenever everyone is overexcited, funding rates are peaking, and now that is exactly what we're not seeing. So I will be exactly discuss this and what this will mean on the bigger perspective on today's update video, the spot Bitcoin ETF, and much more important stuff on today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap all that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So yesterday we discussed this major symmetrical triangle which we were creating. We were seeing a breakdown of the upper sloping support line. After that, Bitcoin just came down an ever so slightly little bit here. And to be honest, the reason why Bitcoin is currently coming down is because everyone was expecting Trump was going to sign the executive orders about, of course, the strategic Bitcoin reserve. But so far, that has not happened yet so far. And honestly, I don't really think that that should be a reason why we should be panicking right now, because ultimately, eventually, it is likely that this will be happening anyways here. I mean, Trump, his company, his crypto company, is buying loads of Bitcoin and Ethereum right now here. So this is really telling us something that he's probably planning. So honestly, I'm very excited for the future. And yeah, if you're just looking at Bitcoin on the bigger perspective, you can currently see that Bitcoin is right now still holding on towards this major level, which previously around, like you can see over here, was acting as major resistance. Here also flipped into support, and now once again, we're exactly trading on that level. So I don't really believe there's going to be a big reason to be necessarily panicking on this exact level where we're currently trading here. So Bitcoin is still holding on towards that level. We're ultimately breaking outside of this symmetrical triangle right here. And yes, if you're just looking at the bigger perspective, Bitcoin has set a new all-time high here. And yeah, really, if we're going to come down, worst case scenario, the big support is laying around 91,000 US dollars. But of course, that would be quite bad if Bitcoin comes down towards that range right there. So if you're also going to be looking back at 2024, I mean, you can see 2025 standing right here, but it's actually 2024. You can see it's very similar towards how it is right now here. So very excited for what is about to be happening next year as well. And honestly, if you're also looking at the Bitcoin funding rate, just like I said in the intro, guys, funding rates is basically a very good prediction whether you can see that the sentiment is overly bearish or overly bullish. Like you can see in the bottom of the bear market is where the funding rates were extremely negative, and in the top of the previous bull run is where funding rates were extremely bullish. So extremely high, I mean. So really what this is basically a forecast on how the market is thinking. And if the market is too overexcited or if the market is too bearish, it basically means the direction is going to be going the other way here. And so far, we have not really seen a top in, of course, overexcitement in the market. And like you can see in the last bull market, we had extreme amounts of overexcitement in that period right there. So really, if we're looking at this indicator, we can really clearly see that right now the market is probably not overvalued yet here. And we're not in that stage where, of course, everyone is just buying blindly because they think it is just going to go up and up. And maybe it is a little bit different this time around here. And probably also due to the fact that we have not seen such significant things really happening, just like that catalyst that we could potentially get with, and of course, potential US reserve here. So I'm very excited because if that is going to be happening, I personally really do think that not immediately, but ultimately, eventually, that is going to be leading towards massive FOMO in the market, and that is ultimately going to be leading towards a top in the market. So yeah, really, right now, I still think we've got a lot of room to grow here. You can see it also on this chart right here on the 2-week time frame. And guys, yeah, if we're just looking at all the data, BlackRock is still buying millions of dollars every single day worth of Bitcoin, but also worth of Ethereum, because yesterday they bought over $80 million worth of ETH. So very excited for that, of course. And of course, ultimately, we can see that, yeah, the spot Bitcoin ETF is just going absolutely exponential. It launched about a year ago here, and now cumulative flows are sitting almost at 40 billion US dollars. So yeah, really, if you're going to be looking at all these data points, it is just suggesting us that things are just looking extremely bullish. And of course, BlackRock already bought about 40 billion US dollars worth of Bitcoin. So that is quite insane. And if you right now want to be trading Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies, guys, there's an insane opportunity to right now sign up an account, do Blofin, and you can win a Porsche 911, guys. It's insane. This is the insanest deposit bonus I've ever seen before here. So, guys, if you're interested in that, don't forget to go to the highest link description of today's video. Check it out if it's available in your region. And if it is, guys, sign up an account to Blofin, where you can get a deposit bonus up to a Porsche 911 or potentially even a Bali Villa, which is quite insane, worth over 55,000 US dollars. So don't forget to check it out in the link description of today's video, because this is of course a deposit bonus that is not valid for all time here, but it's valid till the 6th of February. So very excited for that here. Anyways, Bitcoin right now of course still is ultimately looking at the bigger perspective quite bullish here. And yeah, really, if we're just looking at Bitcoin right now here, we can see and we're retesting the monthly resistance as support right now here. And really, we're just seeing calm before the storm here. Bitcoin is ultimately only pushing higher and higher. And the trend is just keep going up and up and up. And of course, if you do put off the logarithmic chart, you can see that it is going quite exponential in the bigger things of it all here. But ultimately, I do think Bitcoin is going to be going up with time here. And if it is going to come down right now here, if you're going to be investing in Bitcoin for, let's say, 4 years, maybe longer than that, it will be a very profitable investment. And coins that are getting quite hated right now here is definitely Ethereum. But if you're going to compare it to Bitcoin and the previous cycles, it's always been lagging behind here, but it always tends to be catching up here. I mean, hopefully it's going to be doing the same this time around as well here, but we can see that the Bitcoin dominance has really not dumped yet so far. And according to the part of the cycle where we're currently in here, it should be happening somewhere right around now here. So I'm very excited for that here. Looking forward towards how it's going to be exactly playing out this time around here. But ultimately, I do really think that the Bitcoin dominance is going to be dumping here. You can see right now as well, there's an insane amount of hate coming towards Ethereum. And yeah, usually such things here tend to be marking the bottom here. And I really also look, if you just look at the total crypto market cap, you can just see that we're having a very bullish breakout of the previous all-time high. And we're right now seeing a retest, and we're just basically creating a massive ascending triangle here. So I ultimately think that this is going to be pushing much, much higher. We've been consolidating around these all-time highs for quite a while right now here. But of course, as soon as we're going to start to see new money enter the market, we're just going to be seeing another big push higher. So excited for that, of course. And if you're just looking at the previous cycles at 2024 compared towards right now, 2025, we're right now having that bullish crossover happening. And really in February is where we saw the most amount of gains coming in for altcoins. So hopefully it's going to be this time around exactly the same for February. And if we're going to compare all the previous altcoin seasons towards each other, they always happened after we broke outside of the downward sloping trend line. So that is exactly what is happening right now here. So ultimately, guys, I really do think here, if you just look at these charts here, it does make a lot of sense that altcoin season will be eventually happening. I've been saying it for quite a while right now here, but I do know that if you are getting in towards altcoins on that exact high here on the Bitcoin dominance and you catch that wave towards the downside, the gains you will be making are absolutely unbelievable. It's just insane what amounts of gains you can be making. So I'm very excited for that here, and that's why I'm still saying this in almost every single video. So this is it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, learn something from it, don't forget to sub that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.